another tutorial sooner than this. I did one a week or so ago, but I've had a few technical difficulties, so I just had to go buy a new phone and get things fixed up. So let's get started. First of all, the end result should be like what you saw at the beginning of this tutorial. Let me tell you how we start. First of all, I started with a 14-inch 4-ring wreath form, which came from the Dollar Tree. It says right here it's 14 inches. They're only $1. Now, if you have to go somewhere else and get one, they work, of course, fine. They just cost a little more. You could use a little bigger one if you like. But I thought we'd use this and put our own pipe cleaners on instead of buying the wreath form that already has the stems for you. So let me show you a little bit of what I did. Here's one that is complete, ready for us to start on the wreath. But I want to let you know how I got the pipe cleaners on and so forth. So I used, as I said before, I splurge when I use an entire pipe cleaner for one twist tie. So I did do that around, of course, you know, we have our 6 sections with the crossbars separating them. So what I did on the, we call that the outer ring, I actually took the 2 outer rings. If you number your rings, I count the inner one as a 1, 2, 3, the outer's 4. So I take 3 and 4, about in the middle from the crossbars, and just give it 2 or 3 little twists. I do that on every section. I put a whole pipe cleaner around the 3rd and 4th rings. Give it a few turns. You got it. So you do that all the way around. As you can see here, I've got one all the way around. Let me do one more. Here we go. Around the 3rd and 4th. And we just give it a few twists. We're ready. This is what we'll be putting our mesh and our ribbon and so forth in, and then tying them again. Now for the others, I used only half a pipe cleaner. So you can use scissors to cut them, but if you don't have to, I think it's better to use your wire cutters. You'll ruin your scissors. So it's very, very easy to cut one in half. Just bend it up, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So I have just bent that, and then I just cut right there. And I end up with 2 pieces that are the same length, or pretty close to it. Okay, the next thing I do, I go up here to my 2nd ring, 1, 2. And where the crossbar hits this 2nd ring, I go under the cross. Twist it a couple of times, and again, you got that one ready. I did that on every section. I went to each of these crossbars. Where they crossed over the 2nd ring, I just brought my pipe cleaner up under the X where they crossed. They intersected, and then I just gave it a few twists. And you might want to just sort of stand them up here at first so you can just see what you've got. And then I would go to the 3rd one, and I'd go all the way around. I would end up with 6. So far if I went all the way around, I would have 6 of these full ones, and I'd have 6 of the half ones. Now, I use half ones again, and I go to the 1st ring, the very 1st ring. And I went about a third of the way from the crossbar of this section to the last crossbar of this section. So, and it doesn't have to be exact, of course. I just gave it a couple of twists, and then just because I'm funny like this, I went ahead and put a little, just a little dab of glue on each side of the pipe cleaner, just so that it will stay. You know, it would stay anyway, and it wouldn't matter once you get your mesh in. You might move it around. So the glue's not a requirement. And like I said, again, I would do that all the way around. So who can guess how many pipe cleaners I have? We have 6 sections. I went around each section with a full pipe cleaner, so that gave me 6. I went around the second ring with half pipe cleaner, so that gives me 6 more ties. And now I'm going through about a third of the way down from the crossbar in each section, and since we have 6 sections, that's another 6. So I didn't use 18 pipe cleaners, but I do have 18 ties. So you can add up and see how many pipe cleaners it takes. Pipe cleaners are cheap. I do not worry about how many pipe cleaners I use. Okay, so that just gets you started. And again, this is my finished. Well, I wish it's not really finished, but I do have all my ties on. It's ready to start working. But I got to show you this. This, you saw it in the beginning, but is that not darling? It was actually it was on a little stand. I got it at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. I forgot what the price was, but it was not that much. And anyway, I had my husband take it out of the block of wood, and then he cut the 2 wires off in the back. See those? They're sort of heavy, you know. Anyway, he cut those off flush with the bottom of the camper, and I put a dab of glue just so that we wouldn't scratch our fingers. And it says Home Sweet Home, and we got red and blue and a little black and gray, so white. So we'll work with that. Also, you need to pick out some ribbon. I picked out 4 ribbons. I may only use 3. This is absolutely, I'm in love with it. This is so pretty that I went back to Trees and Trends and got, I think they might have had one more red, but I got most all the blues they had, anything they had with the big polka dot. I had this stripe that came from Hobby Lobby, and I have the chevron, blue and white. I thought it went well with the blue and white in the camper. And I got this at Trees and Trends. So there are 3. And then I also have another ribbon that is not wired edge. Now the other 3 do have a wire edge, and they will stand up. You can manipulate them. This didn't have a wire edge, so I read about a little trick. You decoupage your ribbons, and they will stay in place for you. So if I do this with one of my ribbons in my wreath, it's going to stay for me. It's not going to just flop down like an unwired gross grain ribbon would normally do. So I might use the one that I decoupaged or Mod Podged, and I might not. I don't know. We'll just see. I am going to use a method you may have used before, but I have never used this method to put on the mesh. I have a 21-inch roll of mesh. This is not a whole roll, but I've got another couple rolls down here. And what I do with it to make it easy for me, I have a small waste can. If you watched my last video, you'll know that I just put my mesh down in the basket, and it keeps it from running all over the floor. And like crazy people, we put carpet in our basement. So when mesh tries to run on carpet, it's really not good news. So I have that in place. The last video I did, I showed you how to ruffle the mesh without many cuts, so we didn't have much fraying. So then, I guess I lost my mind between then and now, because now I'm going to do this video with a method that will provide us with plenty of fraying, but maybe we can keep it under control. I'm cutting off the edge here and just making it a little bit straighter. But here's all there is to it. And we're going to do the same thing in each one of these ties. Then we will put the camper in. I'll show you how I do that. Then we will put the ribbons on. Okay, here we go. There's no standing down and cutting 10 inches and 30 inches and all that stuff, which that's fine because they do make beautiful wreaths. But all we're going to do here, I'm going to start on the outside, I believe. Okay. And I'm going to leave, that's probably about 4 or 5 inches of mesh. I'm going to put it in my tie. Just give it a couple of twists because we will be coming back to that tie to add ribbon, and so we need to be able to get in there quite easily. So I want to cut the other end of this ruffle, or whatever you want to call it, just with a pair of scissors. Aha! I already have one of my ruffles. I hope everybody can see that. I've got one of my ruffles. Now, I always tend to go on the larger side with a lot of things that, like my weight. Oh, no. I gave away my secret. It's not really a secret, but it might be if I don't get on camera fully. But anyway, now I'm ready for my next one. I'll go over here to this one since I'm doing the outer. I put it in. I can actually, even when I'm finished, turn it that way if I want to, that way. But I'm going to leave a good 5, you could leave 6 inches. And some people even leave less. You could just do like 4 inches. And I'm just going to do that a couple of times. And then, if you notice, I'm coming out here. Yeah, I guess about to there. This is totally against what I usually do. I do not like cutting mesh with scissors. I like to use the rotary cutter because I can get straighter cuts. When I cut with, I mean, look at this edge. When I cut with scissors, it just goes crazy, but we'll see what happens. So, I have this. I'm going again in my outer. Don't want to get it too big. Okay. Couple of twists. Now this is going to fray, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. It is going to fray. But I just keep telling myself, you know, that's sort of like shabby chic. And I love shabby chic. And you know, if I get one of these too big, all I have to do is snip it off when I finish. If I get it. So here we go. Now I hope you don't tired of watching me do this, but if you do, just fast forward. So let me do this. Yeah, the last time I tried to video this tutorial about a week ago. Well, my iPhone, which everybody says, oh, I tape with my iPhone ran out of storage space, even though I had bought more storage on iCloud. Don't ask me how all that happens. So I just went to the AT&T store and got one with plenty of storage, hoping it will work. Oh, I had even bought a camera. I bought a camera. I thought, okay, I'll get a camera. It will have plenty. I can use a card. I can use the internal storage. It'll have plenty. Here I go again. I'm just putting in 5 or 6 inches of this mesh. So I'm making my video one day, and after 29 minutes, it cut off. So I researched and found out the reason for that is when they import cameras, if a camera can take more than 29 minutes, or maybe it's more than 30, whatever, it would be rated as a camcorder. It would cost more money for them to import or export, maybe both, I don't know. So they fixed the camera so it will only take 29 minutes. Ah, the things I don't know. So that's why I went to the iPhone. I thought I hear other people that say they use their iPhone. I'm going to my next row, which is on the second ring, to start my mesh. So I know that people do this and tape it. I want to do it a simple way. I don't want the technology to be the hard part. So I just went and got another iPhone. And I'm going to have to take out a business loan just to pay for my cameras and video equipment. Oh. And then you ought to see how I have it set up. Oh my goodness. It is not even funny. I have my camera hooked to the tripod with pipe cleaners. Now, a lot of people call these chenille stems, and that's right. But you know what? I'm just not into calling these chenille stems. I have never called them chenille stems in my entire life, and I've been crafting forever. And I just don't think I'm going to start now. Everybody knows what you're talking about when you say pipe cleaner. I saw a lady that made a comment the other day and said, are pipe cleaners the same thing? Are chenille stems the same thing as pipe cleaners? So, you know, if there's going to be confusion, just do it the way people know. So here I am, still on my second row. And it really won't matter on this wreath if I cover every little spot, because we have lots of ribbon to go in. We have the little camper to go in. So we'll have, and you know, all we have to do, if we see a spot that we think needs some more mesh, we'll just put another pipe cleaner on, and we will add some more mesh. So we can just, I mean, this is no rules. This is a no rules project. So if you don't like rules, you're in luck. Okay, so I'm still on my second row. And, whoops, I think I'm getting a little bit too big with that one. I hope you guys enjoy learning new methods. I mean, this is not a new method. I'm not saying that, but it was new to me. And I really liked it. And I thought, you know, this is something that I like. I'm not one to like everything. Sometimes I don't like everything in perfect order. Like I said, I like shabby chic. I like all kinds of, I like the look of something that frays, burlap or mesh, whatever. And people are always asking, you know, how do you keep the mesh from raveling? Well, in this case, you don't, but I mean, you don't want it to all ravel off, but for the most part, you can just let it ravel. If you want to try to stop your mesh from raveling, whatever kind of wreath you're making, there are products such as there are spray type glues, there are something called, I forgot, but it's to stiffen ribbon and things. Even starch can be used. I heard someone ask about hairspray. I'm not sure about that, but it might work. You could just try something, see if it works. And if you do have a project that you would like to not fray. Guess what? I'm already on my third round. I am running out of mesh on this roll, but I have plenty. So, let me grab this one. And it's fluffing up. It's a little fluff bunny. And I'll get my other ring in and we'll have 6 more. So we have, I think we decided at the beginning, we have 18 ties. And if you notice on, I won't say every work wreath, but most every one I've seen has 18 ties. Even the ones that you buy have 18. Now theirs may be spaced a little differently. They don't always have 4 rings to work with, but they do normally have 18 ties. So here we go. Oh, Kentucky Derby this weekend. You guys gonna watch it? My Sunday school class is having a derby party. I mean, not a derby party. We're just having a Sunday school party. And we're all going to make our own derby hats. And they're supposed to be tacky derby hats. So that is right up my alley. I haven't made mine yet, but I'm supposed to make. Hey, if you have an idea of something I could put on it, if you would, please put it in the comments. I'm really struggling with this, so I don't know what to put on it. Of course, we're Baptists. We don't drink, and we don't bet, so what are we doing? Having a party with derby hats. I don't know. But we do enjoy horses in Kentucky. And I would love to go to the Derby. I've never been to the Derby, and I live in Kentucky. I want to go someday. And go to all that trouble for, what, a 2-minute ride? 2.5? Something like that. Wish I owned the one that's going to win. Who knows who that's going to be, but I love to hear the stories about the people that own horses in the Derby. Okay, let's see. I still have a few more. Actually, I was born in Michigan and lived up there until I was 15. But as soon as I moved down here, I got the Kentucky brogue. So you'll just have to bear with me. I love the Southern brogues, though, especially if you go deeper south, Alabama and Georgia. Oh, they have the most beautiful accents. Their words don't sound like my words. They sound really pretty. My daughter lives down there in Alabama, and she has gotten there. Some of her words are very much Alabama style. Of course, they're Auburn fans. Auburn all the way. They're not Alabama fans. Oh, but that makes it fun. The rivalry makes it very much fun. So, I'm almost done with the mesh. And that's the biggest part of this. But, I mean, you do end up doing all the cutting. But you don't have to do all these cuts before you ever start. You just start and you cut as you go. You don't have to make any ruffles. It sort of just ruffles on its own. I think I have everything covered here. But look at this. Let's just see if I can poof it a little bit, and then I'll show it to you. Oh, that looks so cute. When I think how easy this was. Oh, I love it. Look. I mean, I know it has spots that we need to cover, but my goodness, we're going to cover that with a ribbon. So, but first, I think it's best to go ahead and put in the camper. My husband, I had him also drill a hole in each side of the camper for me. And, oh, you could use red, or you could use white pipe cleaners. You could use floral wire, whatever you want to use that would hold this in. And I just put it in about halfway and gave it a couple of twists, 2 or 3. Same thing over here. Put this through the hole and give it a few twists. Now, I say my husband did this for me, and he did, but I could do it. I need to get my own little drill and do my own things, because other women wreathers are always cutting out things and putting in the pipe cleaners, drilling the holes. Now, here's what I'm going to do, though, and I'm going to try to put it up here so that, let me see if I can get this camera so that I like. The coloring was not good. And it may just be because it's white. It's for some reason I can really see. Okay. We'll have it all fixed and evenly spaced and holes covered and such as that when we finish. Okay. I know in a lot of wreaths, the people that make them, and I've done it too, cut all the ribbons in 10-inch pieces or 12-inch, and then they put like 3 or 4 ribbons in the same tie. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to take my ribbon. I'm going to make some little bows, just little, and streamers and things like that. So you just watch and see. Now, you've probably done this to the end of your ribbon before. This is called, some people call it chevron. Some people call it dovetail. I've heard it called something, it's like snake mouth. I've heard this called all kinds of things. But let's stick with chevron. I think that's pretty good. So if I have my ribbon folded long ways and I want to make a chevron, I start on the folded edge and go upward diagonally to the wired edge. And I have that. It's just a nice, professional, neat way to end your ribbon. So this is going to really be the beginning of my ribbon. I'm going to make a little bow with a small streamer. When I make bows, which this is not a bow tutorial, but I twist it, I bring it back here behind, make another loop about the same as that. I twist it, and I'm ready for another. I'm not going to put another loop in or another tail right now, because we're going to put the bow in and then we're going to extend this down. I'm just going to pick a spot, let's just say right here. And I just, oh yeah, this is a technical term here, you just scrunch it. Just scrunch your ribbon, hit right in the middle. You got your one streamer here and one over here. You don't put both on the same side or you won't get it plugged in your wreath. So let's just use one of our twist ties, and here's where I probably would prefer a whole pipe cleaner instead of half. But I didn't. Now that's probably all I'll put in there, so I'll twist it several times and then just sort of stick it back behind the, you see? Now, I'm going to go down, say, I think I'll just go right here. And I'm just going to make a little, like a loop. I'm not going to make another bow. I just scrunch it. I hope you can see all this. I put it in my pipe cleaner and turn it a few times. Don't think I'll put anything else in there, but you can always undo it if you decide to. Okay, so now, see, with the wire, I can just manipulate. I'm going to just cut it off right here and let this hang down. Now, I really have to think when I do a chevron. I have to remember that the point, the bottom point of the V has to be on the folded side, which means in this case, I have to start on this, whoops, can you see that? Folded side and go down. Okay, these are not the best scissors in the whole wide world. So I do have my little chevron, but see what happens to the other one. So I'll have to cut that off, and I'll just go ahead and chevron it right now. So I've got a chevron. I want to do another bow, and I think I will, again, you just, well, what am I doing? Okay, make a bow, you twist, bring it back under, and then twist. So I have another bow. Where should I put my second bow? Let me see. Let's put it down here. I'm going to put it down here where I have a whole pipe cleaner. I've scrunched it. The pipe cleaner on. Give it some twists. And stick it back here, and you can come back to it later. Oh, that's cute. And then I'll just make another chevron like that one. And again, I want to start on the folded side and go diagonally to the wired edge. Ta-da! Is that not cute? I'm a ribbon fiend. I admit it. I love ribbon. And again, I'm going to chevron this one before I start. And I think I'll try one up here. I'm going to do just the 3 bows, and then I'll do some different things. So, again, I want to scrunch it. Now, I will do a bow tutorial, and that's why I don't want to really take a long time on this, because that's not really what this is. Not a bow tutorial, but it is an easy way to make a bow. I want to come back into the, like right here, with my bow. Here we go. I got another one with a whole pipe cleaner. So, here we go. Twist, twist, twist. That little loop is there. This loop is here. Now, sometimes what people do with their leftover pipe cleaner, if you don't want to cut it, some people cut it off. I like to do this sometimes and just take the pipe cleaner, I don't know if you can see it, and take it and just make a little swirl with it. And you can even take a pencil or something and wrap it around, and then you got that little center, which looks cute. And now I have another. I'm going to go back over here and pull this one down a little bit. Didn't like the look of that. Okay, so this one comes down a little longer. About right there. Again, I'll chevron. Oops! I told you I have to think. Okay, that's too much for me to do, to think. I have to remember that my V, the bottom point of the V, has to be on the fold. Okay, now of course I didn't make a mistake. I was just testing you all. I used to teach school, so I had to use that excuse sometimes. And they didn't believe me any more than you do. So, but look, isn't that already cute? Cute as a button. Let's go ahead and do, let's do the stripe. Now with the stripe, I'm not doing the bow. I'm going to do just a loop and just twist it. Scrunch it and then twist it and put it in somewhere. I think I'll try over here. And all this is a loop. It's not even a bow. So I know you guys can do this. You can do anything if I can do it. And I think I'll just curly cue that. And I have my 2 tails. And sometimes we just put it in somewhere. I think I'll try over here. And all this is a loop. It's not even a bow. So I know you guys can do this. You can do anything if I can do it. And I think I'll just curly cue that. And I have my 2 tails. And sometimes we just cut the tail maybe at a diagonal and don't always have to chevron. And then I'm going to bring this around, and I think I'll put one of my little loops in here, which I already sort of wrapped it around. Can you guys see this, I hope? All right, so I'm just going to scrunch and make a little loop. And I don't even have to do any twisting. I do have to twist the twist die, but I didn't have to twist the ribbon. And I'll fix up those. But see, that is in with that polka dot ribbon. So I've got another little loop here, and then I've got this, and I think I will just cut this one. I'll chevron this since that one's chevroned. If I can get my head straight. Okay. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. Now, let's see, we're not seeing much of this. So, I got to chevron this. Let me see. All right, I'll make one loop. I'll twist so that both sides, you know why we twist, so that the good side, the right side, if you're into sewing, you have the right side and the wrong side. Some ribbons don't have a right and a wrong. Some are the same on both sides. Some are even like two different ribbons, one on one side, one on the other. I don't normally like that because I usually like both sides, and you can't use both sides. Well, sometimes you can in some things. Okay, so this, I think I'll take right here. I shouldn't have pushed any of these back. Okay. This is ready. So I'm just going to make a little, make sure that this one's this way. Make a little loop, bunch it, and just stick it in there in this tie. And give it a couple of twirls. So now I have that. I might even come back this way. Oops, I know I'm really in your way now. I might come back here, tie that in somewhere, and come back up here with a little loopy loop. And I think I'll put it right here. But the camper is so cute. You don't really need a lot to make this even cuter because it's already too cute. Or stinking cute. There we go. I love this ribbon. Oh, this is really good ribbon here. It's all good ribbon. Good like cloth ribbon. And see, if I want to, I could even, which I think I'll do, I think I will go ahead and cut this and get my chevron going the right way. Love it. Now I have, this came off the other end, so I'll chevron that. And I will, now wouldn't it be cute to do a Christmas wreath like this? think I need some more red up there, but I'll see what happens. Let's try some blue. I'm ready for blue. On this, I'm not even going to make any kind of loops. I'm just going to weave it in and out, drop it in the floor. So I'm just going to start up here. I'll cut that end off in a minute. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So all I did, I'm going to chevron that. There we go. Now turn these down. And then I might go over here. And I don't think I'll do it there. No, it hides that too much. I think I'll go around the side because there's not much around the side here. So, aha! I found a nice tie. And I have just tied that in. And it, you know, you might not see that from the front, but you have to remember that when people hang a wreath, whether it's on the door or on the wall, people are going to, they will see both sides. They might see the top, they might see it from the bottom. Maybe depending on how tall they are. Since my son-in-law is 6'5", he might see the top of it. He probably sees the top of my dirty refrigerator too. Okay, now I have, well, let's do some more of this. Let's do that. Now, I think I'll put, better chevron that again. I think I'll put some right here. That looks cute. You know, this is weird, and I didn't buy it for this reason, but these are the colors of my grandson's school. I have 3 grandsons that go to Callaway County, and these are their colors. This sort of a Columbia blue, and the red and the white. So you may think I did that on purpose, but I didn't. But I do like the colors. Let me come around here. Put that on. There's that. And there's that. Oh, I love the blue. So pretty. You know, when I was a kid, color did not mean much to me. I really did not like many colors. But blue was I did like blue. It was my favorite. Now I love color. I love all the colors that we put together for wreaths and other crafts. Just love it. So we got to get a little more blue in here. We don't want to hide the rest of it. Let's go down here. I'm so sorry. I know I'm probably blocking. I like to sort of put it, maybe even put some mesh between it and the wreath. And I'll just leave this. Yeah, I don't know, I might try to not too fond of that. Maybe that looks better. Oh yeah. this down. I may have to cut some of this or push some of it in there. Okay, I need a little on this other side. This is a good spot. I'll have to shiver on that. So, I hope you guys like this method. Like I said, I'm not one for everything having to be perfect. I love the little, I didn't go back here. I like the fray. Or some people call it raveling. It ravels, it frays, whatever you want to call it. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. You know, it does ravel, it does fray, but I hear people say all the time that it unravels. Okay, so I have to stop and think about that. Does it ravel or does it unravel? Okay. And we've got this up here a little. I may cut this a little shorter and bring that up because I think that's too big right there. I'll probably do something like that, more like that. Okay, we have to be able to see this. Okay, what about these? I might try a couple of those. I might even cut those a little shorter. I've already chevroned the ends. And they're just strictly strips of ribbon that, you know, will scrunch and put in, and it was gross grain ribbon, no wire, so I put Mod Podge on these. I already had these cut, and then I, you know, was thinking, they're not going to stay up, and I already have all these cut, and then I saw that little tip about Mod Podging any of your gross grain. You could Mod Podge it. I may cut that off. I don't want to hide the, but I think I might stick it. You know, you cannot get too much ribbon. I'm telling you, you just can't get too much ribbon for me. Anyway, so I'm going to put this one on top of that one, top of the blue, and give it a couple of twists. And then another thing that I truly love. I love polka dots. Love them. I like the little ones, but when I saw those big ones, oh my gosh. I just had to have those. So I'm going to have to probably push that back a little. Now, I know it's not perfect right now, but I'm going to probably add a few more things to this. Or not really anything, not anything different than what I'm adding already. I might just add a few more of these. You know, I like these. I'm going to just do some more of those. You know, that's something you could just be sitting at the snack bar or the table or something up wherever you work at home, watch TV or whatever. And I just got a plastic garbage bag and put it underneath the ribbon and just Mod Podged. So I really, really do like it. Get it all together here. Okay. There we go. And I'll probably add a little more when I really step back and look at it. And I promise, I will show you a good picture of the finished product. Last time I didn't have a good view of it. Okay, it's probably not completely done, but I think that's what we'll do for now. And if I see some holes or places that need something else, I might. See, I want this entire little camper. Is he not cute? I want him to show. So I'm going to probably have to push some of that over. Well, I hope you like him or her. He's so sweet. And please give me a thumbs up if you like what I did. I'm not too experienced at the tutorials, but if you enjoyed it, maybe learned a little something, you might give me a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, just turn it off. No, be truthful. If you don't like it, thumbs down and give me a comment. Let me know what I should do differently. And I know I wasn't really seeing my screen the whole time, so I probably got in your way. But until next time, adios. See you in probably about a week. Bye-bye. After adding a few more ribbon pieces, this is the finished product. I hope you like it. Thumbs up, subscribe, share, whatever you'd like. I would appreciate it. And a positive comment would be helpful too. Thank you.